Hey guys, it's Heidi. Welcome back to my channel. And yeah, well, I made it back to church today. Anyway, well, shame there was a lady that sat next to me, and she said to me, she's also from Sedgefield. I must let her know, and then we can maybe travel together to church. We can share the trips. Makes sense. The only problem is I run around coming back from church. I generally don't go straight home. I go here and I go there, and to me, it's just not fair to ask her to stop. Anyway, um, yeah, tonight's supper is cowboy chow, and yeah. So, those of you that don't know what it is, you fry up some onions. You're supposed to fry bacon. I don't have any bacon, so I took a piece of horse, and you put baked beans and throw it in there. Put some tomato sauce and Worcester sauce and some sugar, some salt and pepper, and you just cook that up until it makes a nice yummy saucy thing, and it's good. This tin, yeah, I've got to use it. The best before date underneath. Which way do we go? I don't know if you can see. Anyway, I took a Sharpie and I marked it on the cover. Okay, it's back to front. It's the 23rd of the 6th, 2025. That means it's best before that date. It does not mean it is fruit. It's expired food. It's fruit. Throw it away. No. A lot of people get upset because I use food that's past the best by date. The best by date means it's best by that date. Does not mean that it's compromised in any way. Unless the tin is buckled or something like that. Then, yeah, then it's a problem. Okay. Then it is a problem. So, anyway. Now, sometimes wonder the people that hey, oh, should have wrong side. Hold on. Wrong side. There we go. I don't know if you can see. Ah, I'm busy burning the onions. Hold on, guys. Do not fall over. No. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna have enough food here for supper tonight, breakfast tomorrow morning, and lunch. Anyway, right. Yeah, so we had a very interesting meeting this morning. Um, Pastor Steve spoke on faith and healing and forgiveness. Now, I generally hear a completely different message to what other people will hear. I can sit in the same meeting as everybody else, and they will hear a message on forgiveness and mercy. I will hear that same message on healing and faith. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I seem to see things differently. And not everybody agrees with me, which is fine because I generally don't share my thoughts and things with people. And the reason why I do not do that is, um, first of all, people misunderstand me, and secondly, they pay no attention to what I say to them. So why do I even waste my time? Anyway, so sugars in there, tomato sauce, wussies, and I think salt and pepper needs to go in there. Salt. Salt and pepper. So, yeah, the piccalilli turned out well. According to my brother, it tasted how it should taste. I made piccalilli and I've never eaten this stuff in my life before. I think why I've always steered away from it is because I don't particularly like mustard. So if I don't particularly like something, I generally steer away from it. Anyway, yeah. Okay, let that cook a little bit. Anyway, so yeah, so Pastor Steve was talking about forgiveness and healing and faith. That is what he mentioned. And when he was standing preaching there, and I don't know what he was talking about, but anyway, what part of his sermon he got to, because I was taking notes, and when a word comes to mind or something, I write it down. So he was standing there preaching about what he was preaching about, talking about whatever, and I looked at him and I saw Billy Graham. So I looked a second time and I thought, oh Lord, what have I just seen here and what is it? And so I wrote Billy Graham down next to his name. I wrote there Steve and then next to his name, Billy Graham. Anyway, and I thought, Lord, what is up with, why did I see Billy Graham? And Steve is going to be, I won't say the next Billy Graham, but he's definitely walking in his footsteps. In other words, he's got probably the same principles and stuff. I don't know where Pastor Steve stands on with Billy Graham stuff, but in any case, yeah. And then he carried on preaching about whatever, and then he started speaking about trying to get one of his family members saved. I don't remember which one. Don't know if it was his sister or his mother or some, I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I didn't pay that close attention. And here he mentioned that this person, this family member of his, was a female family member. So, yeah. So it was either his mom or his sister or somebody. I don't know. Anyway. Just turn that down so I don't burn it. And he said that this family member was at home. Her husband was away somewhere, I don't know where. And the neighbor across the road came over, introduced herself, and invited her for lunch or dinner or something. And she went over and he mentioned Billy Graham. And of course, Heidi's ears picked up. And I thought, okay, what's up with Billy Graham? And then I looked back to you, and yeah, I'd written that down before he even mentioned it. So I thought, Lord, is this important? Do I need to tell this guy this son? Or do I just keep quiet? Or what do I do? Anyway, so what's Heidi do? Heidi talks on YouTube about it. Anyway, there's not too many people out there that know who I'm talking about, but it's fine. Maybe one or two of you do. Anyway, yeah. I look forward to this cowboy chow tonight. I haven't had it for a while. Well, last time I ate it was when I had the coffee shop. And that was like 3 years before my husband went on to be with the Lord. And he's been gone now 9 years. 24th of March 2016. Carla left this world. 9 years, yeah, 9 years, 9 point something years. So 9, 10, 11, 12, maybe 13 years ago. 12 years ago. I don't know. Anyway. I think it's pretty much done. It's hot. Okay, take it off the heat, Heidi. Right, that's switched off. The other thing I made was tomato, onion. It's supposed to be pickled onion, relish type stuff. Anyway, I opened a jar of that this morning. There we go. So, yeah, it's got garlic in it. You can see a piece of garlic there. Yeah, it smells like onion vinegar. And to me, it does not taste anything like pickled onion. I would say more like onion jam. But anyway, I gave a bottle to somebody in church today. I said, just try it and tell me. I need some constructive criticism. That's always good. Because with that, then at least you can know where to improve. Anyway. But that onion, I think, will be really nice on hamburgers. The other day, I really felt like a hamburger. Hey, anyway. That's how life goes. Living, cooking for yourself, and not needing to worry too much about what you eat or how you eat. My food, it's got to be bread and something. I have bread for breakfast, lunch, and supper, and in between. And then have something with it. I think maybe once or twice a week I actually have some vegetables. If I'm feeling a bit down, then either I'll make a pot of stew or pot of soup, which is generally easier. Just make soup, throw some veggies into a pot, boil it up with some chicken stock or vegetable stock, and voila. Anyway, and then I'm good to go. Okay, I think I need to make some bread toast. Have toast with that. Yeah. Now that's the other thing. I got a recipe on YouTube for bread. 2 ingredients. self-raising flour and milk. So basically, it's just 2 cups of self-raising flour and 1 1/4 cup, 1 1/4 cup, or 1 1/3 cup milk. You mix it together just so that it combines. Throw it into your bread pan in the oven at 180 for about 45 minutes. It comes out a flat bread, not doesn't rise like normal bread. It's about half the height of normal bread. It looked very nice, so I want to try that. Because sometimes I run out of bread and then I really don't feel like going into town to go buy bread. Then I generally land up making flapjacks or pancakes or something. Anyway. Okay, guys, I'm just waffling here. Lots and lots of love. Bye.